You came here to die, didn't you? Written by an author based right here in the Sacramento area.
Joining us now is Sherie Labedis with more on the experience. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you?
Excited.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm excited too because I have a simple question. I want to get straight to it. When you were in 10th grade, you decided that civil rights is something that you would die for? You decided that at a young age.
It wasn't 10th grade. I had a teacher who said about that time, what are you willing to die for, to the whole class? And most of them went, you know, about teachers.
Yeah.
But I wondered. And it wasn't until, and I went to Berkeley, so I saw a lot of things I might have chosen. But Selma did it. Watching the way that people were treated there, I was finally 18. And it was an opportunity to make things better, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, school age, you grew up in Shingle Springs, and then, as you mentioned, you went to UC Berkeley. So your experience started off in Northern California. Selma is totally different culturally, you know, geographically. It's just a different place. So were you at all trepidatious about going somewhere that you'd never been to stand up for people you never met?
I think it was a case of, I had been watching it. I was the first television generation. And so I had seen Birmingham and all those problems, although I was too young to maybe understand. But I understood Freedom Summer and the 3 civil rights workers who were murdered. That I understood, that was wrong. And then, and maybe I wouldn't have been as pressed by Selma, but I was 18. My TA came into a history class and said, I won't be here. I'm leaving now. I won't be here next week. I don't know if I'm ever coming back. I'm going to Selma. I was like, well, I could go to Selma. And then the next month, Dr. King asked for volunteers to register voters. So I can go to Selma, but I didn't. I went to South Carolina.
Why do I feel like that might be even more difficult?
Yeah.
For you, especially in a situation where you were one of few individuals that are not black that were there helping out.
Yeah, there were only 4 of us.
Okay. Yeah.
And then from time to time, somebody would come from Charleston. But basically, there were 4 of us.
Wow.
And we didn't quite fit in real well. People would walk to the other side of the street rather than talk to us.
Wow.
Really?
Oh, yes. White people, couldn't trust white people.
Yeah.
And now they're here. We know why they're here. Everybody knew. Churches, we know why. But you can't trust them. So, and then there was another issue, and it was part of the history. But one of the things that happened a lot for me there, and then when I went to college in Columbia, is they'd say, when they finally got so they were comfortable, they'd say, I ain't never touched a white person before. Can I touch you?
Wow.
And that went on for, well, it happened at the college and then that summer. So about 6 months I spent having that experience.
So we fast forward to now Ann Curry's new show where she reconnects people through that experience these events in history. And you mentioned there were 4 people there in South Carolina. You mentioned you'd reconnected with somebody except for one, right? So you get a call after this book, right?
Yeah. They didn't know about the book.
They didn't know about it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. And I would understand better how they found me. They met another person I know who was in the same project, not my town, but the same project. And somehow they got a hold of him. And he said, oh, yes, there's this little girl named Freedom I'd love to find. And they said, do you have pictures? Do you have documents? He said, no, I don't. It's all up here.
Yeah.
And they said, you know anybody who does? He knew I'd written a book. And they didn't know for about 4 months. Wow. They just weren't interested, pretty much. But I had what they wanted.
And that was Lucky, right?
Yeah.
That's who you met?
Lefty.
Lefty,
Yes.
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 Lefty. And so that's who you were able to reconnect with.
That's who I'm looking for.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you.
No, you have to watch the show.
Right. I'm just hopeful because I
know,
really
we
want this to work out.
We want the happy ending, you know. We want to know that you connect.
Even if I don't, there's another woman on the program who was in Louisiana the summer before, and maybe she does.
Oh, okay.
Well, the episode's tonight.
Yes, it is.
On PBS.
At 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Okay, so we're going to have to watch and see. Now, can you tell us? No, you're not going to tell us that. I'm not even going to ask you. You're not going to tell us.
Well, you can ask.
You can ask during the break.
Are we going to cry?
Oh, that's a given.
I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
One of us will get you.
Oh, doggone it, Sherie. Okay.
Sherie Labedis, thank you so much for sharing your story with us this morning. We really appreciate it. We look forward to seeing the next episode. We'll meet again with
You're welcome.
Ann Curry, and of course, we're going to dive into this book as well. We're going to come back with so much more on Good Day after this. Stay with us.